Welcome to the Friday Underground stream. You're going to have a great time, a glorious time. True story, plenty of laughs, some black pill moments. It's a fun balance of serious topics and insanely funny stuff. Really wonderful people on this panel. Enjoy.
Sequences to hit them, so
it's like a freaking volcano to take this guy out.
Oh,
it might be the bottom. It might be. Hold on a sec. It might be the bottom lung buttons.
There you go.
Yes, please.
Ready, partner?
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wester.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
I guess we didn't hit the bottom buttons.
I don't care what anybody says. This just keeps getting better and better.
I gotta admit, Tommy, I'm having the time of my life.
I'm
gonna hit the fucking button. It doesn't.
Holy shit! I hit the hard R.
Here we go.
Oh my god!
Ready, partner? Here we go.
Like it's all dramatic, and also they just see ZR.
And I told him beforehand. I believe it's the bottom buttons.
Yeah.
I hit him last time.
Oh shit! That was.
Thank God you didn't have to hit multiple buttons. We'd be here all night. I don't care what anybody says. This just keeps getting better and better.
Time's up.
I promised you guys that last time. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to play it last night, so I made it kind of like a bumper over here. We had 4 minutes of us dying about 30 times in Resident Evil 5 from this part with this giant mess of Ouroboros thing or whatever. It was so damn funny, and it just got progressively worse. Yeah, I might show more of that again later if you guys want. But tonight we are going to talk about a different zombie thing, and it's going to be Cooties. We're reviewing Cooties tonight, and we do have a fantastic lineup here. Awesome people. Got my co-host for Friday. We got Trina, Real Horror. How you doing, Trina?
Hey, I'm well. Happy to be here. Happy Friday to everybody. Yeah, looking forward to this stream. I loved this movie, so yeah, can't wait to talk about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I had fun watching it too. It came out like in 2014, I think it was. And yeah, this is long before all the events of what happened in the last couple of years. But it's funny, I think, how some things kind of coincide with it and kind of what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the voucher was like, that's a great idea. Let's put it into food. But thank you, Trina, for being here. And yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. We have superfan Adam Shawhan. How you doing, pal?
I'm good, man. I think I saw this in like 2015 or 2016, if memory serves me correctly. But yes, and then I've just been doing yard work, and as you can see, it's sunny and nice, and we got a fire going. So what better place than to come here and hang out with y'all and talk about a movie and have fun?
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here as well. We're gonna kick it on over to Chris Fisk. How you doing? The legend and creator of Infinitale Chronicles, War of the Trees. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm glad it's Friday. Whew, that was a long one.
We're all glad it's Friday.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, man, dude. I know you weren't the biggest fan of this one, but That's all right. It's good to have different views on this stuff, and yeah, I think it's going to be still a very interesting conversation. But yeah, man, thanks for being here, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. But don't worry, we're going to hit some other topics as well, folks. So the main one we're going to be talking about is Cooties, but then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the digital currency and is cash going away? We'll hit some of that and what's going on around the world regarding some of that stuff. And we might have a little bit of the P. Diddy chase down the hallway in a towel. And he was, a big fan of Prodigy, we'll say. Remember that song? Slap my bitch up. No.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, we're going to get into that in a little bit. And of course, we have Nick Utam from World Class Bullshitters. How you doing, Nick?
Good. Glad to be on this. Glad to be on the stream here on this wonderful Friday afternoon, man, with you guys.
Dude, I'm so happy to have you on too. I know it's been a minute, but I'm happy you did see this one as well. And from what you remembered, did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, I did. It was around that weird. It was around that time, I think, where Elijah Wood is really got heavy into horror and making stuff and being in it and producing it and things like that. So, So yeah, I was down for it. I liked it. I thought it was an interesting idea, and it was pretty funny. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. So we're gonna be diving into it. But yeah, because it's a different take. We don't normally see, full movies of basically zombie kids, and that's what Cooties is. And I thought even the title was perfect because we were back in school. Yeah, you get Cooties, stay away from them. And they just that's I think a great title for this one, and especially how it starts. Yeah, we hit everything on it. So, but yeah, well, first, quick hello out there in the chat. We got Toy Mafia in the house. What's up, brother? Always good seeing you. Superfan was also in there. We got Iceman Modeler. What's up, buddy? Go check out his work. This guy's a fantastic sculptor as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we showcased him a little bit 2 streams ago. Yeah, awesome stuff. We got Papa Cotton in the house as well. How you doing, buddy? Always great seeing you. Lion Ratton as well. What's up, man? Always awesome seeing you. Let's see. That's right. We're on Rumble right now. We're on X and on YouTube. So some things we are going to kind of refrain from getting into until we're off of YouTube. But yeah, we're going to jump into this. So let me blow up the title screen for those who are unfamiliar with this. Yeah, this, like I said before, this movie I think came out, I think it was 2014. And it is a zombie outbreak type of movie, but it is it's caused by contaminated chicken McNuggets or chicken nuggets, which I thought was pretty brilliant how they did this, and kind of that alone to me was hilarious. Because we know it's this food it's tainted. We know how it is.
It's just tainted meat,
basically. And yeah, the beginning is just horrifying because it's not even the zombie stuff. The beginning's horrifying because they show you the process of how they make chicken nuggets.
Disgusting.
And it's they use those cameras so you could really see the details of things. Yeah, it was the close up of the feathers being plucked from the chickens.
Yeah.
But it was almost the opening to Dexter when he's making breakfast. It was something like that, right?
Yeah.
So but yeah, it was interesting, and you see that basically the flies and whatever else was kind of wrong with the chicken itself, and it's this black kind of oozy crap maggots that were sitting on this chicken, and then it gets put into the machine and then turn into this pink paste. It is gross.
Yeah.
But and then how it's packaged, and you can see the black kind of ooze that was still
that was disgusting
mixed in it. Yeah, and then it
followed
gets
it.
to
make love in it.
Right. And it's funny because McDonald's food's even worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's one of those things where I spend a lot of time on Instagram and I see a lot of people complaining about the price of McDonald's. It's just don't eat there.
Yeah.
Just don't eat there. Yep. It's that easy. If you take away their money, then they will go away, or maybe the prices will get better, or some other shit. Same thing with I keep hearing the same shit with younger millennials and older Gen Z or who are complaining about Chipotle, it's like, just don't fucking eat there. There are like 4 other places you can go to that are, do the same shit and probably a better job of it. Just don't go there.
Pretty much.
Yeah, people forgot how capitalism works.
It's really because like apparently because it's popular, we all have to go there. It's like, no, you don't. You have choices. That's how this works.
Yeah, it's like what is
That's not how any of this works, man. I'm sorry. If I'm going to spend my money, I'm going to enjoy it. If you screw me over, I'm never going back.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. It's like, man, I wanted double meat, but I didn't want to charge for double meat. Then go the fuck somewhere else. Go the fuck somewhere else.
And for the price that they charge anyway, it's like for a meal or something. It's like what, $20 or $25. It's ridiculous what they did. So you could just go to a supermarket. You could get proper lean, good meat with the right amount of fat, because when you make a burger, you need that right amount of fat in order to. But anyway, you could get a good piece and pretty much have more than just one crappy little thin burger that's loaded with salt and chemicals and pesticides and God knows what else. And then we're not even talking about the buns. They literally found like material, allegedly. They found material used to make yoga mats inside of all the fast food buns. So it's like, wait a minute. You're going to poison yourself with that crap that's super expensive and like ruin yourself when you could have just gone to the supermarket and bought proper stuff and made a real juicy, good hamburger with whatever your favorite toppings are, your cheeses and all that stuff. Do whatever you want. And it's going to be a fraction of the price and probably feed a whole family. So
you can have multiple sandwiches. I mean, dude, Subway, when they went over like $6 for a foot long, I was out. I saw they were like $10 for a normal foot long, and I was like, "Are you nuts?"
Oh God! Well, I mean, now they're doing, what is it, 6-inch $6 subs.
Ooh.
What happened to the $5 foot long?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I think I ate there one. Oh no, there was a store that was an equivalent to it, Quiznos.
Yeah, Quiznos.
Oh, I remember that.
They had something similar, and I remember I went there. It was kind of around the time when they first opened. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me try their foot long thing. It was not even close to a foot long, and when they cut it in half too, the bread was extra thin, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is shit. Like, oh my God, it was close to the time when I stopped eating fast food in general. I think I've told that story multiple times. For a quick recap. By the way, hello Nuke. Quick recap on that one because people seem to enjoy that story. The last fast food place I went to had to be over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years. It was a Wendy's, and I ordered a grilled chicken sandwich, and I open it up and I see a breaded piece of chicken with one slice of American cheese. And I said, what the fuck is this? This is not what I ordered at all. I don't even see this on the menu. So I go in there. I'm like, I want to get my money back. Make me a new sandwich or something. And is a little munchy chi lady, maybe 4'8". No, Peter. 4'10" tops. And she couldn't speak a lick of English. Manager comes over. Oh, how can I help you, sir? And I'm like, I ordered a grilled chicken sandwich. I told him the number and all that crap. I'm like, and this is what I got instead. And he's like, well, that's not correct. I said, yeah, clearly it's not. He said, well, I'll have Yolanda or whatever her name was. Well, we'll have her remake it. And as he's talking to me, she's cursing or something in Spanish, and she's trying to make her thing. And all of a sudden, I see her reach up, and she's grabbing the same piece of chicken that's breaded, and she has one half of the bun, and the other one she reaches over to grab the cheese, whatever it was, is a little bit higher, and her lower stomach, her gunt, her fupa, whatever you want to call it, is now on the sandwich.
Oh, God.
And I went, turn around. He went, what? Like in the middle of talking. I said, turn around and look at that. And he went, oh my God. Like he was horrified. She's looking like she was just, deer in the headlights. I'm like, I'm not eating that. I want a refund. And he couldn't even know he didn't know what the hell to say. I'm like, give me a refund. I'm out of here. And that's the last time I ate fast food. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. So so I got a special sandwich that didn't exist and a special sauce on top.
Gross.
Yeah, welcome to America, folks. But yeah, so back to
don't worry, Vinny, we'll toast it for you.
Yeah, back to the tainted chicken nuggets. So this movie starts off like that, and it's like the whole process of them making it, to them breading it, freezing it, and then bringing it to the school. And you see the little girl with blonde hair. She's, she gets her food tray, she grabs her food, and then she bites into this thing. It's a close up, and you see it oozing up the sides of her teeth and everything. It's like, oh. And then later, like they show like the cast of people, and like what's his name, Elijah Wood. He's like some kind of failed writer from New York, and he's waking up. He's like a substitute school teacher, and yeah, he basically gets berated about how bad of a writer he is from his mom, who essentially kind of compliments him and then tells him the truth about how bad his writing is. But keep doing it. You're doing a great job. So, yeah, he gets to the school, and that's when we were introduced to what's it, Jorge Garcia, I think his name is, the dude from Lost, the big guy.
Yeah.
And he stops him, and he's like, "Oh man, you got my shrooms?" And he's like, "What? You got the shrooms, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm the school." Oh man, all right, you're not cop or nothing. Like his lines were good. I like how the interaction was, and basically he thought it was his dealer, or the guy was supposed to give him his mushrooms.
Yeah, this is a school, crossing guard, and he's waiting for his shrooms.
Yeah.
Like, that seems about right. That seems about right.
Right? There were things in there that to me it was, humorous. It didn't have to be over the top funny, but it's just kind of like the atmosphere, because I've seen shit like this. We've all seen shit like this, and that's why I thought it was kind of good. It's almost like the Resident Evil Outbreak games, where they just showed like the regular people in Raccoon City, and you got to play as them. And it's like there's a cop, there's a waitress, there's a school teacher, whatever. And to me, it kind of had like a similar vibe to it a bit, of like, okay, this outbreak happened, and they're just like regular folks, and how are they going to deal with this stuff? But just how it ends up happening is pretty funny. Because there's like this little dickhead student named Patriot, and he's ripping into Wood's character there, and making him feel like a dick and everything else. And the kid's being nasty, and on his desk he's writing like "suck a cock" or whatever, and he's like, "Wait a minute, did you happen to write something on the back of a Prius this morning?" And it was his car, and the kid's smiling at him, and he's like, "He's a little son of a bitch," because he wrote on his windshield on the dirt, "suck a cock" on the back of his car. But like I said, he gets pretty much like abused by the kids, and kind of he gets his shots from the other teachers too, which was funny. But yeah, it was funny stuff. Damn it, Tommy. Yeah, we're not talking about the Congress and the government thing yet. But Tommy, did you see the movie? Out of curiosity, I know you can't come on. His back is still kind of messed up, but yeah. Let us know if you have seen it, but if not, go take a look. I thought it was pretty good. Trina, what are your thoughts? You saw it a little more fresh than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. I thought it was wicked funny. Yeah, just I loved Rainn Wilson's character. Mm-hmm. I cracked up laughing so Elijah Wood, he goes to the school. I can't remember his character's name.
I can't either.
Yeah, but he goes to this school because he's what is it? Clint.
Remember when he tells Patriot,
yes,
"I'm one of the cool hip teachers. You can call me by my first name." And the kid cocks his head sideways and goes, "Hunt?" And you look at the whiteboard
on the board.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. And so he's a substitute teacher, and he sees this blonde woman here who's to the left of him in this title card picture.
Yeah, this one.
And they're talking like they're old friends. What did they go to school together or something?
I think so.
Yeah. It's like some girl they went to high school with.
Yeah. And so they're like, hey, how you been? Blah blah blah. And then her boyfriend, who is Rainn Wilson in this movie, comes up and I just died laughing. He goes, he goes, pleased to meet you with the meat to please you. And I just could not stop laughing. The way he said that, I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, his delivery was pretty good. I wasn't expecting to really like him in this movie. He's known for kind of being that douchey character from The Office, which he had good moments on that show, but he's not someone I'm like, oh yeah, he's in this movie. I think it's going to be a good movie. He's kind of like the guy like, sometimes he's good, sometimes he just annoys the shit out of me. I thought he was good in this movie, and surprisingly entertaining.
I like his character in The Office, but he was good in this movie. He was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's
he
funny.
plays.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He plays like the the PE teacher who has never left that town, and like he couldn't become a cop, so he became the next best douchebag, the fucking school PE teacher.
Yeah.
Etep. Etep.
Oh shit!
God damn, he got called out.
No wonder he's so familiar.
Oh my god! But no, even what is it? One of the characters, Lee Wanell, Doug. He's in Saw. He made and directed movies, and he's in this one. And he plays a very like subdued like teacher. I think he recently got divorced in the story or something like that, or he got broken up with or whatever. And he's very just like, hey kids, like things happen in life, and it's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. Like I said, the cast was surprisingly good because like I've never seen that blonde before. I only know like this guy's like the Page from that NBC show or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the blonde, you probably, if the blonde was I think a redhead, and she was a redhead drummer in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Alison Pill.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's been a minute since I think I ever finished that movie, to be honest. I know people loved it. I wasn't really. I was confused by the whole Scott Pilgrim movie.
Oh yeah, like every one of them are obnoxious, douchey Canadians. I live on the border. I know what they are.
Yeah.
I don't need a movie for that.
Well, apparently, from what I keep hearing happening is they might be invading America from the north.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna happen because Trudeau is that guy is on next level insanity. But
Yep.
yeah, like I said, we'll hit a little bit of that. Yeah, on the second part of the stream. But real quick though, we do have Brutal. He's been sitting here. How you doing, Brutal?
That I got here just in time. You talk about meat to please you.
Brutal Morningwood, folks.
Yeah.
Dude, did you check this one out?
I've been trapped next to a 5-year-old, so I don't get a chance to check out much of anything.
Yeah, you got your own cooties to deal with.
Yeah, I get a whole different kind of cooties going on. So.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it around. I guess, yeah, I've seen it around. But yeah, it's probably been a while. But yeah. No, he's a pretty funny guy. That Rainn Wilson. He does some funny stuff. So.
Yeah, especially when he starts to like attack these kids. Like I laughed my ass off at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the outbreak. Yeah, for those who didn't really know or haven't seen it. So yeah, it starts with the chicken nuggets. A little girl, she ate a tainted one or whatever, and she's sitting there in the classroom and she's like zoning out, and she looks like she caught something from Charlie Sheen. You know, like something doesn't look right. And that one kid, the Patriot kid there, who was being a dick, like he's trying to like, you know, he wants to torment that girl. He goes to pull her hair, and he pulls the pigtail, and it just rips out of her head, and she didn't have like any reaction. It's like, oh, and she like slowly turns and looks at him, and then like attacks him and knocks him on the floor and like bites his cheek, and everyone's freaking out. And Elijah Wood runs over and like, what the hell? Like, and he's like, oh, don't be a wuss. That's nothing. And he's got this giant chunk is like ripped out of his cheek. and the girl runs. Yeah, she gets off him and runs out the hallway. But yeah, so he takes the kid to the nurse's office, and so she's out in the playground area, and she progresses to there's other kids who try to like bother her or something, one of like his friends, and she attacks him in the bushes, and then like before you know it, things start to get crazy starting on the playground. And yeah, Rainn Wilson, he's just like shooting hoops, and again, he thinks like he's this super athlete jock or whatever. And again, I know Pete is somewhere going, God damn it, just like when we make fun of him on AEW. But
I was just on the Type of podcast. It's
who's talking? What's going on?
Not me.
All right, I hear something else, but
I hear a podcast.
Yeah, I can hear that too.
Whoever's listening to another podcast, hit mute, please. But yeah, I thought this was it was pretty crazy because like you have the other teachers, they're having lunch or whatever, they're sitting down, and again, Elijah Wood, he's got the hots for the blonde, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, like I didn't know that you were with that kind of douchey teacher or whatever. She's extra kind and extra nice to everyone, and like the way that she's coming up, like, oh, it's no big deal type of thing. And as they're talking, you see some of the other teachers are like, hey, what's going on? There's like one of the black guys. Well, I don't know if he was like a math teacher or something. He walks over and he's like, what's going on here? And they're like ripping apart someone. And then they all jump on top of him and they're like ripping off his limbs. And you just see Rainn Wilson just like, yeah, I'm the fucking greatest. And he's shooting his hoops. And he turns around, like they're all surrounding him basically. And like he's running towards the building to get in there. The ones eating lunch realized what was going on. Like, oh my God, these kids are attacking each other. And he's just like, he's got his hand on one of their heads, like a football player or something. And he's like running into the school, trampling on them. Dude, it was crazy. Like I didn't expect this movie to be what it was. That's why I guess I enjoyed it so much. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Tommy is all about the penises right now in the chat. The plot is deep. So that's Tommy having his fun.
Well, I think it's a good commentary on the movie. I think he's just saying that this movie has a good plot.
I think so. It's very deep. It's very deep. Tommy?
Not okay!
He wanted to get one from the chat. I know he did. That was his goal. He's always happy when he gets one.
He wants one.
Yeah, he'll work for more. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So they basically get like locked in the school, and then shit's just getting worse. And these kids have like super strength too. Like some of the stuff that they're doing, it's like they're stronger than some adults is what it looks like, which is it's kind of funny what they were doing. Elijah Wood did get scratched in the arm when that first girl attacked Patriot. And it's like she slashed at him and got him in the arm, and then she ran out the door. So later in this movie, like they kind of make note of it, and they're like, "Oh, get away from us," And I think that was Chris's favorite part of the movie. I mentioned it the other night because he starts to get sick, and this
was it nausea, diarrhea, anal leakage?
Yeah, he starts getting violently ill, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna turn into a zombie." And this weirdo in the back here, he had something happen to him. He had a spike,
in his head.
Yeah, when he was a kid or something. So he's a little off.
Yeah,
I thought he was
a little
funny.
weird.
He's so strange, but some of his lines just made me laugh out loud. Because he's a very strange individual. Yeah, because he's like, yeah, and when you mentioned that line too, because like they were dissecting a couple of like, there's one kid that got killed or whatever, they had to smash his head in, and he was like looking at the brain, and as he's talking, he's like, yeah, something's not right here or whatever, blah blah blah, and he's like, but yeah, like I've had my own issues too, or whatever, and he's like, yeah, because I had a spike go through my head when I was a kid, so sometimes I say the wrong boat, and then the blonde goes, word. And he goes, word, and puts up his hands like, like gang signs. It was so stupid. It made me laugh out loud. But he's an oddball character. And there's a couple of things that he does. It's like
every character's an oddball character.
Well, yeah, that's true. But Elijah Wood, there's a part where
he's extra oddball though, because he's like every time. Yeah. So Elijah Wood goes into like this room by himself because he's getting sick and he's puking and having diarrhea and stuff, and that weird guy, can't remember his name, bad with names, they're like, okay, just leave him in there, nobody go in there, and that the weird guy with who got the spike in his head goes, I'm going in. And at first, Rainn Wilson's character is like, no, you can't. And then he's like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
And then he goes, and then he goes in, and he's like explaining what might be going on, like what his hypothesis is of
His hypothesis.
Hypothesis,
Oh,
yes. Yes, and they're like, well, how do you know this? And he's like, well, very scientifically, I checked the body fluids. And he's like, they're like, well, what do you like, they're like dumbfounded. And he's like, well, I use gloves, and he holds up his hands.
And they're covered in Elijah Wood's diarrhea.
Yeah. They're like, you don't have any gloves on. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I don't. Ooh.
Yeah.
He's like, I use gloves, and they're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, and then Fix-It Felix like starts puking.
Yeah.
See, to me, I'm just like Grace busting, going, well, shit.
Yeah, oh, it
It's so gross.
It was funny though. I thought that line was it was so gross, but it was funny. Doug, that's the character's name. The weird.
Okay,
stuff.
Doug. Okay.
Yeah, Doug. Yeah. So there were some pretty, like I said, funny, crazy moments. Again, out of context. Chris said it on the live stream last night, and Slash was like, "Oh, I don't want to see this movie."
Yeah, that was gross.
But like I said,
I guess I have a high tolerance.
I thought it was funny. Nick, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, on what, the movie?
Well, yeah, and like that disturbing scene that.
Oh no, it was hilarious. I mean, there's even like they keep going back to the kids in the playground, and they're like playing with the eyes, like they're marbles. They're jump roping intestines. Like they're using the fucking head as like a ball. Like it's like they really went all out for this, just to kind of like poke fun at the zombie stuff. And I think when this came out in 2014, we were at like the downslide in the end of Walking Dead, maybe.
Yeah. We had just hit the heights of it, and every movie too that was coming out was some kind of zombie movie. So it was tongue in cheek at that. I guess that's why I liked it too. Yeah.
It was and it was independent. It was done very well. It was a lot of fun. It was just overall a good movie. I'm glad we didn't get like four sequels to it randomly. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's weird because it was totally set up as like sequel bait.
Yeah. They said they almost made it, but then the pandemic hit. It looks like they were going to do it in like 2019, 2020.
I wish they did.
Yeah,
I missed the. Huh? Oh, sorry. Well, I was going to say they missed a huge comedic opportunity in that movie at the end, and they completely just, they needed to make a sequel, so they kind of, the movie, like there were the part where Rainn Wilson's character sacrifices himself with Hitachi Miyamoto or whatever, the racist karate guy,
the janitor guy, yeah.
Well, like. You think he's going to die and all that stuff. And lo and behold, fake out or whatever. But like they poke fun of this part where they drive into the city. They like escape city limits from Fort Chicken. And they're like, oh no, we're going into Danville now. And they probably could have made one of the funniest fucking parts there where they're like, they go through the town and there's like dead guys all over the fucking road and shit. And they're like, oh my God, this is terrible or whatever. And it's like, they should have seen a news on those TVs saying, nope, Fort Chicken was where the zombie apocalypse was basically quarantined. Like nobody got out. Like this is good. And they're like, yeah, this is just normally Danville. Like the people were all like shitting all over this town, and I'm like, why are they shitting on this town? I don't get it.
They're like Jersey.
I like when they make it to Danville and the Danville sign is at least it's not Fort Chicken.
Fort Chicken, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. And that kid Patriot, how he meets his demise was hilarious. That kid was he was a little menace. That before he got bit, and then after he got bit, he's sitting there like grabbing all the cell phones, because that's the other thing with the school too. So you have like a weird hippy dippy vice principal that's kind of running it right now, and he took even all the teachers' cell phones. So they're in his office. That guy got slaughtered earlier in the movie. So then they kind of go through like the air conditioned ducts or whatever to try to get to the to get where the phones are. But that kid had smashed all of them. And there's like, I think one that was still working, maybe. I forgot, but yeah, like they're like, oh shit, like what do we do? But yeah, that kid, he shut off the power in the school. He was doing a lot of crazy stuff. But I love in the meantime, when all that stuff was going on, we had Jorge back here who he did get his delivery of shrooms, and he went in his van, and the entire movie, he's sitting in the van eating his shrooms and freaking out. That had me cracking up the most because he's like, is this real? Holy shit.
When he's talking to the giraffe in the shotgun seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he had a couple of really good moments, I thought, in there when they did show him. But yeah, no.
Danny DeVito locked in the RV episode from It's Always Sunny in Philly on shrooms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I want to grab some clips of that.
Yeah, I did. You could tell the vice principal was a hippie dude. As soon as you saw the chair that Elijah Wood had to sit in, like the fucking exercise ball with the back piece, I'm like, nope. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Yeah, when Clint shows up and he's talking to the vice principal goes, pull up a ball chair. Like, I was like, oh man, I forgot about those ball chairs.
That was a thing for like 2 seconds in like 03.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they completely forgot about the beanbag chairs, man. Because real hippies had beanbag chairs. You yuppie hippies.
Oh god,
that's true.
I had so many beanbag chairs, and like we destroyed the shit out of them. It was terrible.
But didn't he have his little scooter thing too? The vice principal he was on.
I think so.
When he went outside, that's when all the kids jumped on top of him. Yeah, they ripped him limb from limb. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I thought there were some pretty good moments. But that kid Patriot, yeah, when they're trying to leave the school, because first there are two kids that kind of get saved, and that's with them. And but the girl, she seemed to have gotten bit or something, and they were all kind of freaking out. And she ran to the bathroom, was getting sick, but she wasn't changing. And they're like, "Well, what the hell happened here?" And the Doug, the weird scientist guy, he's like knocking on the door. And he's like, "Well, I had a theory. Did you go through Menses?" Like he's being creepy and weird, and like and the girl goes by, and she's like, and she's trying to say it in her way. And Elijah Wood's like, how come every science teacher is so damn fucking creepy? Every one of them. But it's like how he said it, it's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, he goes, how come every sex ed teacher is so creepy?
Oh, yeah, that was it. That was the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, they kind of determined, I guess, when they're starting to hit puberty or whatever, like they can't be affected by this, whatever this virus was. So, yeah, the ones that were bit, in turn, I guess it's specifically for the younger kids, and that's why I thought it fit too with the title of the movie too, Cooties. Yeah. So like, there's a cop who pulls up, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" I'm like, and one of the kids got out, was digging a hole and got out through the fence and popped up inside of his car, and the guy jumps back into his car after they bit his finger off. He's calling for backup, and he gets slaughtered. They're outside. They're waving down people, like the parents that are supposed to pick up the kids, and you can see like the stupid, like workout mom in her minivan with her baby in the back, just on the phone, not paying attention at all, like they never do. There's chaos all in front of her, and she can't see it because she's on her phone. Like, yeah,
I think she was arguing with her ex.
Yeah, and it's like your classic kind of douchey suburban mom thing,
Mm-hmm.
and. So the kid gets into the car, and first thing it does is it bites the baby in the back, and then they had the baby turn instantly and then slaughter the mother. You don't see it though; like they just kind of like give you glimpses of it, and they're all like freaking out because they see blood all over the inside of the car. Like, what the hell do we do? But yeah, they kind of have a plan to get out of there. And Rainn Wilson, he's got like his he's like souped up pickup truck.
Dual rear wheel. He couldn't say that. In the entire movie, he couldn't say that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And his hitch on the back was a cock.
Yes, instead of like, have you seen the obnoxious assholes that have those the truck with the balls hanging off the back?
God.
Yeah.
I'm in the South. That's all they have down here.
Yeah,
So
that's
fucking
true.
cringy.
That's true.
Yeah, it's so cringy. So this guy had a rooster for a trail hitch.
Yep.
And I was just like, this is great.
Oh, it was hilarious. Because then, when that kid, he's like he's the one that's chasing them pretty much throughout the whole movie. And when they all make it, like they have a plan. They met up with the janitor who happened to have been alive, and they were going to make a big run for it. It's nighttime now, and they were headed towards Rainn Wilson's car. Rainn Wilson falls back a little bit. Him and the janitor, who's like, they're taking out these kids. And they're like, they want to be the heroes to save the day. Because he's basically like the Al Bundy type. In high school, he made like 4 touchdowns, like that type of shit. He thinks like he's an all-around athlete. And then there's the rest of them. But he's like, because you're with me, that's the team, and we're going to win, because in this group, there's only one, there's only, we ran all state. We did this, we that. He goes, you did that. He goes, yeah, but I'm on your team. So that means we're going to win.
I played Metallica, brother.
Yeah. Oh, it was pretty funny.
He's like, between us, we have like 18 championships, blah, blah, blah. And it's like only him with all those things.
Yeah.
Us losing doesn't work for me, brother.
Right? Basically. But the first kid that did make it into the, like, when he ran into the school when all the outbreak was happening, there's one kid that made it into like the teacher or faculty or whatever when they're having their lunch and freaking out. One of them made it in, and he like dodges the kid and throws them on top of another teacher, who then gets pushed into a locker, and like she's being eaten in the locker by the one kid. But it's how he just grabbed him and threw him in. I was laughing my ass off.
It's so nonchalantly, like they just put him in that closet thing and then just like continue talking.
Yeah. It was funny. But and then when they came up with their big plan, because like the two of them have beef because Woods was kind of hitting on his girlfriend or whatever, and like there's a couple of funny moments and lines with them. And then when he kind of comes around to Elijah Wood's character, and then like they kind of working together, they come up with this plan of how they were going to make it to his car. So like he put on like the football gear. He's got like the setup of like the baseballs that shoot out. He's got it strapped on him, and he's shooting these kids in the head with freaking baseballs going 100 miles an hour, taking them out with that. It was just too funny, at least for me. I was laughing at that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's just like slaughtering these kids or, hurting them so bad.
I love how when they're talking about like what their plan is, and Rainn Wilson's character goes, in every 80s movie, there's the suit up montage, and I'm like, yes, I'm loving this. And I got a kick out of that. And then his get up, like they rummage through the room getting everything they can, and they like, they fashion these like makeshift weapons and stuff. And Rainn Wilson's get up for fighting, these kid zombies is awesome. I loved that. Yeah. He's like ready for some softball.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty damn funny. But yeah, like it worked. It was entertaining. Again, they made a joke out of all the zombie shit that was going on, and they had their own take on it. But I like that Tolbat and Tommy are just they're being a menace in the chat, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty great. Spike 220, he said he saw it too, and he laughed his ass off when it first came out. Yeah, I thought they did an excellent job. Pretty damn funny anyway, but how it kind of played out. But yeah, that kid Patriot. So they get to Rainn Wilson's car. He kind of falls back. It looks like he's being dogpiled by those kids. The blonde's like screaming, and she wants to go save him. It's like, it's too late. We gotta get out of here. So they hop in there, and that kid was like attached on the car, and he's trying to stop them. And they basically like they crash. He flies off. And then Elijah Wood's like, nah, I'm going to finish this kid. And he backs into the kid. And you just see a close-up of the hitch with the rooster. And this thing rams right into the kid through his mouth. And he's dead onto the tree. And it's basically, he's like, suck a cock. He got his revenge. And the kid ate a dick for sure. It was hilarious, though. And I'm like, yeah. And it was so satisfying seeing that kid get taken out. Because they made sure that you really hated that kid. But, like, just stand your little bully prick. But yeah, I thought that was pretty good. So then like they get into town and they're looking on the TVs and stuff, and you see like the outbreak that's kind of happening all over the place. And you're like, what the hell? Well, I don't remember, Trent. Did they say that they narrowed it down to, was it the chicken? Did they say it on the television? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Because I know Doug, he got his hands on one of the nuggets.
Yes.
The scene that was coming up like afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they did set it up on the TV. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the news reporters, they mentioned something along those lines. So as they're looking at the screens, you see a bunch of kids kind of surrounding them. So the one that got out, the original girl who she got infected, they hit the town. So you see like dead bodies all over the street, and that's when they pull over and you see like all the TVs through a window, and you're like, what the hell? So when these kids are all kind of surrounding them, they start to run in the street, and they're trying to find any door they could open, and they get into one. They all kind of pour in. They close the door behind them, and they're like in almost like a Chuck E. Cheese type thing, like a big like play party thing where they have like the jump the ball pit and and like they look like the kids are like kind of fenced in almost. So but it's like some kid's birthday party, and they put the lights on, and you see they're all like in the climby thing and the ball pits and stuff, and they're all like salivating at them. They're like, oh shit.
Yes, that's when they're what Nick mentioned, they're playing with eyeballs like and intestines as jump ropes, and they're actually laughing like little maniacs and stuff.
Yeah. It's always wild how they did that. And then you see like, because the birthday party, there was like food all over the place, and there's a pile of like those nuggets. And that guy Doug, like he grabs one, he puts it in his pocket, because like, again, they have such a setup for a sequel, because he mentions it too. If he could figure out what it is, or maybe we could have some kind of antidote, and and we could cure these kids or some shit. Like they set it up in a way for sure they're gonna do more. And then like when they're kind of like completely surrounded, and like the kids are trying to get down to where they are, you see like the doors bust open, and Rainn Wilson standing there, and like he took out those kids outside the place, went in there to save them, and he had like a super soaker, and he's like shooting all these kids. He's like, get out, we gotta get out of here, get back to the truck. And they don't know how.
When he comes in, he goes, somebody order a badass.
Yeah. Like they gave him those lines that it worked. But yeah, so he's shooting at all those kids. He's like, water's not gonna do anything. And obviously we know what it is. And he's like, this ain't water. Like they try to give him like these like his delivery and his Rambo like lines or whatever they wanted to do for him. So yeah, he lights a match, and he pulls what's his face? From CSI, the Caruso. Like he puts his sunglasses on. He says one of these kind of cheesy lines, and he throws the lighter of the match, whatever it was, and like they all start to burn as he's walking out like a badass. It was so funny.
It was awesome. Yeah, he goes, nap time, fuckers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was great. So, but yeah, and then they hop in the car, and they're gonna get to the other towns or whatever, and it's like it like kind of left off on a cliffhanger. You're like, oh, you wanted to see more, Although Chris didn't. He had to bail though. He normally leaves at this time, but yeah, he had to get going. But it's a shame he didn't enjoy it, because the rest of us, I thought we all laughed at it. We thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So.
Why we were so upset with the 2020 apocalypse. It was nothing like this movie.
Yeah. Well, it's not over though. I'm sure we still have we have an apocalypse coming up, right?
Well, we're still on YouTube, so
Did you see when the movie ended? Did you see past the credits? There's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. The janitor survives.
Yeah.
The badass Asian dude.
Because he was trying to tell a story about the Asian trying to tell a story about a frog and a caterpillar.
Yeah.
And then he starts the story, and this was while they were like gearing up and like fashioning weapons and gear and stuff. And Rainn Wilson's character goes, "The story's taking too long," and then they just proceed without the story. So at the end, the end credit, we see that janitor. He's a Japanese dude, and he said something. What did he say? And the frog eats the caterpillar, and he's kind of like what was he doing? It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like one of those like Apocalypse Now type thing. Like
Yeah.
he's by himself like that, but he goes and what he say? And the frog fucked the caterpillar, and then he starts laughing.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's how it ended.
Yep.
Okay.
How about when he sets that place on fire and they're driving off and that one kid is walking down the street and he's on fire?
Oh yeah.
Chestnuts roasting.
I don't know. I thought that movie was just a lot of fun.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. If it's on Blu-ray, I'm gonna get it.
Nice. Yeah, I want to know if they had scenes that were cut from it.
Director's cut. Yeah.
But we know why the frog fucked the caterpillar.
Friggin' frog's gay.
Yep. This is true. So
he's not Wong.
Right? He's not Wong.
It looks like Amazon has Cooties on Blu-ray for like
nice
$15.
Oh, not bad. All right.
Yep.
Sweet. Dude, they freaking released The Crow, the 30th anniversary, 4K and everything. That thing sold out in less than a day.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I checked like freaking 4 different websites. Nobody had it. Oh my God, great.
Draven probably bought them all.
Yeah, probably.
Scalping.
He's like, oh my God, this is
these are all mine.
He's like, this is a movie about the Stinger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's probably just going to like lay in bed with them naked. So that's what he's doing.
He's somewhere beside Pete going, God damn it.
That a personal attack. Feels like a personal attack.
Yeah, I said one the other day that oh my God, it was funny. There's that stupid wrestler Eddie Kingston. He looks like a homeless man essentially with the giant gut. He rolled out of a dumpster and they gave him belts and shit. And it's like, yeah, he's injured, and he was supposed to team up with some other gay team or whatever. And I go, yeah, he broke his vagina, so they replaced him with Darby Allin, who only has a wounded cervix. And he goes, God damn it.
Who got hit by a bus? A bus hit him.
What?
Yeah, he got hit by like a bus.
Who did?
Darby Allin.
Oh my God. These people are ridiculous.
Yeah, I laughed when I heard Kingston was out, and I'm just like, man, they just can't keep their promotion going, can they?
Jesus, that's hilarious shit right there. All right, well, we did an hour here.
I bet you $1 he still gets the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, he's still doing it. I think he already invited us because I know you guys don't like it.
Daniel Bryan and FTR and Eddie Kingston were taking on the Young Bucks and all that other garbage. I mean, it writes itself, but yeah, I mean, it's just funny because like we bitched about this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm sorry, little buddy, you're on your own there. I got better things to spend $60 on.
The last one I tuned in for is because he was there. He was in the crowd, and I give him support anyway. And
I mean, when he did the Flair's last match and last match, I mean, exactly. I get that, but it's going to be bad. You don't got to get every one of them, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there's something monumental, most of that roster's injured, and then you have their weird stuff that they were pushing, So it's like, ugh. But yeah, it is what it is. But hey, guys, in the meantime, here is the link for Rumble because we're gonna get a little spicy now. I got to show some stuff that's been going on lately, and we're gonna cover a little bit of the cashless society thing that may or may not be what's kind of sort of being pushed. Can't say yet we're on YouTube, but it's crazy because that's what it comes down to. They're complying of stuff. Oh, Trina, how do you get going? All right, no problem, Trina. Hope everything's well. Hope everyone's okay. But happy she was able to come on and talk about the movie for sure. But yeah, so yeah, grab that link, everyone. Jump on over to the Rumble side. We're still on X as well, but we're gonna close out the YouTube portion now. So
why? What's wrong with YouTube?
well, YouTube doesn't like when we cover certain things, and I also want to show that clip of P Diddy.
Oh God,
because I thought that was pretty hilarious. So yeah,
we don't need your stinking freedom of speech,
right? Tollbat, if you are around, you want to pop in for a little bit, I'll drop you a link too, man. So let me remove YouTube for now. So good.